In the heart of the vast Persian Empire, a punishment existed so cruel it was whispered about for centuries. It had a name that chilled the blood: Scaphism, also known as the boat torture. Picture this: a person trapped between two small boats, as if sealed in a wooden coffin. They are force-fed milk and honey until their body rebels. More honey is slathered over their face, hands, and feet, left exposed to the scorching sun. Then they are abandoned on a stagnant pond, a living feast for every crawling, biting insect imaginable. A punishment so monstrous, even the desert sun seemed to avert its gaze. This is the story of Scaphism, a tale of imperial wrath and unimaginable suffering. Our story takes place during the reign of Artaxerxes II, who ruled the Achaemenid Persian Empire from 404 to 358 BCE. His empire was one of the largest the world had ever seen, stretching from modern-day Pakistan to the shores of Greece. But power breeds rivalry. Artaxerxes' own younger brother, Cyrus the Younger, coveted the throne, leading to a bitter civil war. This was an age of high stakes, where loyalty was your shield and treachery was a dagger in the dark. Pleasing the king meant life and luxury. Defying him meant a fate far worse than a simple death. And that brings us to a soldier named Mithridates. He fought for the king at the decisive Battle of Cunaxa, where Cyrus the Younger was ultimately killed. Here's where his fate was sealed. In the chaotic aftermath, flush with victory, Mithridates made a fatal mistake. He boasted that he, and he alone, had struck the killing blow against the rebel prince. This claim was an unforgivable insult to King Artaxerxes, who wanted the world to believe that he personally had vanquished his rival. For daring to steal the king's glory, Mithridates would be made an example, and his punishment would echo through history. The ancient Greek historian Plutarch, writing centuries later in his biography of Artaxerxes, described the king's decree in horrifying detail. The execution, he wrote, was to be carried out in boats. He describes taking two boats crafted to fit perfectly together. The condemned man is placed inside one, and the other is placed on top, creating a tight seal. Only his head, hands, and feet are left protruding. The executioners then begin the slow, methodical torture. They force-feed him a mixture of milk and honey, a diet designed to induce severe diarrhea, turning the inside of the boats into a foul septic tank. More honey is poured over his exposed face and limbs, its sweetness a siren call to every insect in the vicinity. Under the relentless sun, flies, wasps, and other vermin descend. They swarm his face, crawling into his eyes, ears, and nose. The victim cannot swat them away. As the days pass, the filth inside the boats attracts more creatures. Maggots begin to breed in his own waste and festering wounds. His body is slowly consumed while he is still alive, his mind fracturing from the pain, the itching, the constant torment, and the stench of his own decay. Nature itself is twisted into the ultimate instrument of torture. According to Plutarch, Mithridates suffered this fate for 17 agonizing days before he finally perished. But why would anyone devise such a grotesque method of execution? The answer lies in the psychology of power. Scaphism wasn't just about punishment, it was about psychological warfare. It was pure terror, broadcast to the entire empire. Plutarch uses the story of Mithridates' execution to mark a shift in Artaxerxes' reign, portraying him as a king who descended from being a moderate ruler into a monstrous tyrant. The slow, public degradation of a man served as a visceral warning to anyone who might consider defying the king's authority. The message was clear and unforgettable. Challenge me, and your end will not be swift. It will be a spectacle of suffering for all to see. This raises a crucial question for historians. Was Scaphism real? The evidence is murky. Plutarch is our primary source, but he was writing nearly 500 years after the events he described. His own source was a Greek physician named Ctesias, who served in the Persian court, but was known for his love of dramatic and often exaggerated storytelling. Many modern scholars believe Scaphism might have been a literary invention, a piece of Greek propaganda designed to paint the rival Persian Empire as barbaric and decadent. There is no corroborating Persian account, and no archaeological evidence of these torture boats. But whether it was fact or fiction, the story of Scaphism reveals the anxieties of the age, a time when public punishment was designed to be horrific. The name itself, Scaphism, comes from the ancient Greek word scaphe, which simply means bowl or hollowed-out object, referring to the boats. Even without definitive proof, the legend of Scaphism has taken on a life of its own. It consistently appears on lists of the most gruesome punishments in history, capturing our morbid curiosity. It has become a powerful symbol of how authority can weaponize the natural world, sun, insects, and even the body's own processes, to break a human being completely. It is the ultimate expression of power over another person's life and death. Try to imagine those final days from the victim's perspective. Trapped in darkness, feeling the sun burn your skin. The cloying sweetness of honey turning into a curse as it draws your tormentors. The constant buzz and bite of insects, crawling into every wound and orifice. Hearing the whispers and gasps of the crowd, knowing your suffering is not just your end. It's a political statement. This wasn't justice. It was power performed as theater. It was fear given a physical form. It was a king declaring to the world, "I am absolute." In the story of any empire, the methods of punishment often reveal more about its true nature than its monuments or victories. Ultimately, the story of Scaphism is more than just a gruesome historical footnote. It's a profound commentary on the nature of tyranny. It tells of a soldier whose moment of pride led to an eternity of torment, and of a king whose legacy became forever stained by an act of unimaginable cruelty. While we may never know with certainty if anyone truly suffered this exact fate, we know that the world that could conceive of it was very real. And that forces us to look at our own time and ask a difficult question. How far have we truly come? The tools of power may change, from boats and honey to more subtle forms of control, but the human capacity for cruelty and the desire to make an example of others remains a dark undercurrent in our history. Thank you for joining this journey into one of history's darkest chapters. If you found this story compelling, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales of history's most fascinating and fearsome moments. See you next time.